How you doing, people? Robert here, AKA Robess Anti-Corruption Scotland. I'm quite rattled today, people, and it relates to the event in London. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that today is okay, but on the other hand, it isn't okay, because that done there isn't going to achieve nothing, the same as every other protest in the street. A prime example is people out protesting at Palestine, umpteen times shouting, free Palestine. Meanwhile, where they're shouting at, sons and daughters and people are still being slaughtered over there. This nonsense here today, as far as I'm concerned, as I said, will not achieve nothing, because the establishment, the political establishment of corporations and the men and women that represent these corporations are laughing at the people. Today, as far as I'm concerned, is just a distraction. It achieves nothing, and it will achieve nothing. You get people saying it wakens people up. Well, I've been wakening people up for over the last 4 or 5 years, and I've still not got the numbers to do what I want to do and move this forward. But hee-haw, that's the way it goes. Meanwhile, the WEF, the WHO and United Nations are railroading rapid agendas through behind closed doors, while you people are standing wasting your time in the street, waving flags. It's terrible. If you think that this is going to make a difference, this isn't going to make a difference. What have you achieved today in that street with all these people, all these thousands of people, and all the protests before it? Have you stopped the deprivation and poverty? No. Have you helped stop the child poverty? No. Have you helped the pensioners? No. What have you achieved, people? They're trying to pull in 15-minute cities. Then you've got the numpty going to do the budget next week, is going to try and charge you per mile to use public land. But that doesn't really matter, according to what I'm seeing in these protests. It's going to take a lot more than tens of thousands of people standing in the street, rattling their gums, waving flags. That's a fact. Use people, all people in the lands of Scotland, England, Ireland and Wales, require to wake the fuck up, because we're in a dangerous time, and the ignorance of the people of what's really going on. That today is just playtime to me. That means nothing to me, because it'll achieve nothing, and that's a fact. Well, put it this way, right? The last time you did a big protest, what happened? People get arrested. Justly, people that did get arrested that caused property damage and harm to others, individuals, deserve to go to jail. You've got people putting up Facebook posts with stupid comments, getting 20 months and 30 months. That's what that achieved. With the last protest, did it stammer to step down? Did it get any of the politicians, the men and women acting behind the mask politicians to step down, that work behind the mask, the corporations known as the United Kingdom? They're shouting on today about United Kingdom. The United Kingdom's a corporation, and the biggest majority of numpties out there still don't get it. And I'm sorry, but I'm being blunt and I'm being truthful. I don't care, right? But that nonsense and that babble today, is they going to achieve nothing? And the question I want to know is, it's like a circus down there. Where did all that money come for, all this equipment and all the rest of it? Who's funding that? Because that's not getting done for nothing, people. It's wrong. It's a shame about Tommy Robertson and the way he's been treated with the system. But he's going to keep getting treated that way with the system, the same as everybody else, if they don't stand to fuck up and do something more direct. You have to attack this system and these men and women, and I don't mean with violence. We have to bring this system down. We have to shut everything down. Don't use public transport. Stop paying council tax. Everybody has to do the same thing. They're robbing you. And the thing of the matter is, Stammer, Reeves, example, John Sweeney, and all the rest of that, top dogs that run these corporations, these puppets that's getting their strings pulled from above with bankers and corporations like WEF, the WHO and United Nations, are laughing at you. They're laughing at you. You're paying a national debt that you don't own. There's no mention of that either. They're saying that we're going to have a painful time. They're not going to have a painful time, because they're sitting with big bank accounts and fancy houses and all the rest of it, the top motors and all the rest of it, and all the holidays. Well, the people, the hard-working people of this country, the lands of England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland, are killing themselves trying to make a living. When are you people going to stand up and be counted properly and take this system down? Now, I keep going on about corporations, mass, right? Let me tell you something, right? The WEF is a corporation. There is no man or woman called WEF, World Economic Forum. It's a mask, right? Men and women represent it. And the question you've got to ask yourself, where do these men and women get the understanding that they own the air, they own the roads, they own the water, and they own the people? Because you people are going to become their property. And in their agenda, the 2020 to 2030 agenda, they're going to do forced vaccination. It's big business. Now there's chemists in my area where I stay, they're offering a service to give you a private flu vaccination for $17.99. What does that tell you people? You never question anything because you believe paid liars and all the rhetoric and babble that they put towards you with the politicians, this and that, blah, 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 blah. It's wrong that you people don't see what's going on, and you have to see what's going on, because you're not going to make a change the way you're doing things just now. It makes me sick. That today made me sick. Watching some of that, I was that pissed off I couldn't even watch any more of it. As far as I'm concerned, the political establishment see you people as a joke. Yeah, you're a joke. They're laughing at you. What are you going to do realistically to make a difference in your lives and everybody else's lives? This is all distractions. These protests are all distractions. A protest never get you anywhere. Somebody was arguing with me about protests about the poll tax years ago. What actually happened there, people? They just changed the name. They just changed the name. Council tax. It's still a tax. What man or woman on this planet has a right to tell another man or woman that they have to pay tax or any bill or debt without contract against the man or woman between these two parties or the corporation? Men and women, every part of this system is corporations. Men and women represent these corporations, right? So for them to say that you owe a debt or whatever, there has to be a contract with that man or woman in the private capacity of the full liability. You cannot be forced into a contract either in the private side or the corporate side. Full disclosure is going to be given. But the way this system works, there is no contracts, it's all fraud. Everything from top to bottom, bottom to top is fraud. It's diabolical what's going on here. I had a quick preview on George Square webcam today, and I clocked in the distance on the webcam some sort of TV screen. I don't know what it was now, but maybe 100 odd people. Another waste of fucking time. Unless you take this system on head on, you're going to achieve nothing. These people don't have the fucking power that you think they have. The election with Stammer, null and void. And the reason it's null and void is because misrepresentation, right, wasn't conducted, deceiving, defraud. He fucking lied. He didn't tell you he was going to give Ukraine $3 billion. He didn't tell you he was going to start wanting to fire missiles into Russia with America and whoever else. He didn't tell you they were going to cut the heating allowance for the pensioners, right? They didn't tell you everything that they're doing now. They didn't tell you people. There were no full disclosure. And this is the thing people still don't get because they're as thick as shit. A mandate is a promise. It's no lawfully binding. It means nothing, people. Plus the fact is they're all persons. Entities is dead. It's a joke. You don't get it. You don't listen to somebody like myself and know what I'm talking about. To the truth, the real truth. No misinformation. Don't ask you for money, fund me, PayPals or anything else. I give you information for free. I give you my time for free. I don't need to do this. But I do it because it's the right thing to do. Because if there were more people like myself doing what we're doing, we might have a slight chance of waking up the dead. Because in this system, every man, woman, son and daughter with a birth certificate is dead. You're an entity, you don't exist. And for the people in Scotland, I'm going to re-enhance this. If you want proof of that, go into the Scotland People website, enter your details into statutory births, and you'll see that you have an entity ID, it's the all capital name. That tells you entity, definition of entities and independent existence. That's why the person kicks in, where the person kicks in. That's why everything in statutory legislation states person. Road Traffic Act, Housing Act, Anti-Social Behaviour Act, person. You don't get that either because you're as thick as shit. And that's a fact. Because I put 13 years in my fucking life to try and wake people up. 13 years of my fucking life to try and get people to do something. And you just sit back and moan like bitches. Right? That's what you're doing, moaning. And while you're moaning, they're all sitting in the parliaments and their houses or wherever they're watching this bullshit, all these protests, and laughing at you. Yous people have to change your way of thinking, mentality of thinking. Yous people have to stand up, be counted. Yous people have to attack this system lawful. Lawful rebellion, that's what's required here. You don't need to protest in the state. All we have to do is work as communities all over England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland and shut this system down. Take this system on, take these politicians on, these men and women hiding behind the masked politicians, behind the corporation, United Kingdom, Irish government, Scottish government, Welsh government, blah, 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 etc., etc. Until you people stand up and fight back properly, you're going to get nothing apart from 15-minute cities, digital ID, digital currency, forced vaccinations. Nobody's forced vaccinating me. And it's because of people with ignorance that don't know what's going on, people with ignorance that don't know how to fight the system. It causes this. Ignorance is the problem here. They don't want to know. Unless it comes to their door, they don't want to know. Right? Anyway, people better wake up. The WEF, the WHO and United Nations are ramping up everything. Right? We have to get rid of Stammer. We have to get rid of all these politicians, including the SNP, the whole lot. We need a people-sovereign government run by the people, where we kill all the corporations. We wipe the national debt because we don't owe the national debt. The corporations, like the Chancellor of Exchequer, the woman Reeves, she's putting in a bet that she's going to get more debt. We're over 1.5 trillion in debt just now, and that's not including the billions that, according to the man Stammer's black hole that he's trying to fill. You're getting screwed, and you don't need to get screwed. We owe no debt, people. We have to start standing up for the sons and daughters of England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland. We have to stand up for the sick and vulnerable, England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland. We have to stand up for the sons and daughters, England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland. Enough is enough. And until you're prepared to stand up and do the right thing and fight back lawful rebellion, that's what we do. If we all do it with the numbers all over the 4 jurisdictions of the corporation known as United Kingdom, then change might fucking happen. Until you people wake up, smell the coffee, no change is going to fucking happen. Alright? Share this information far and wide. And please people, pay attention to what you're being told. This is deadly serious. Things are happening all over the world right now. And yous are blind to it. You're totally blind to what's going on. You're totally blind to what's coming. If the people in the lands of England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland and beyond don't wake the fuck up now, God help us. And I'm sorry I'm swearing, but I'm angry today when I watch that nonsense down there, because that is nonsense. That is a nonsense, people. Wake up. Do something constructive. Stand up for your rights and freedoms properly. Standing in a street, waving flags, shouting free Tommy Robertson. Is he going to save your rights? What has he achieved up to now? Has he stopped the homeless? I know he's all right. He's doing what he's doing, right? But he's achieved nothing. The homeless is no stopped. The deprivation is no stopped. Sons and daughters all over England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland are still being abused. It doesn't matter how many protests you have, people. It's not going to change. We have to change the system and bring it down. Anyway, I've ranted enough. And I'm going to leave it at that. Please share this video far and wide. And I'll speak soon with other stuff. I'm losing faith in the people, because we're going to get screwed, and it's down to the people that caused it. That's all I've got to say, people. I'm really disappointed today. Again, if you think waving flags and shouting in the streets is going to make a difference, forget it. Be as well, lock yourself in the house and wait for them to kick your door in. Anyway, people, I'm going to leave it at that. Take care, be safe, and I'll speak soon.